Hello, it's me, Pavlo, with an assortedly crafted daily dose of Ukrainian accent for you. And today we are going to talk about Sivga's new hybrid earphones named Lyrebird. Sivga decided to step out of their traditional zone in terms of drivers, and instead of a single dynamic driver, we getting hybrid with 4 different types of drivers. It's a 10 mm polymer composite diaphragm, balanced armature, microplanar driver, and multi-layered piezo-ceramic driver. And with all of that, we are getting Sivga's signature approach to the design and masterful craftsmanship, but at the same time price is pretty competitive and it's set on level of just $160, which makes these earphones super interesting to check out. And that's what I am going to do right now, so stay with me and let's have a closer look. As you can see yourself, package is really stylish with well thought interesting polygraphy, and even inner box is made with some kind of fancy texture, so everything looks pretty unusual and attractive. Here on the back side you can see technical specifications if you are interested, and inside of the box on top we see earpieces themselves. Here they are. This is just a spacer box and box with accessories and quality control stamp. So let me open it here. Really nice leather case. Stock cable and organizer with tips. You will get 2 sets of 3 pair of tips in 2 different styles. I think it's a really good set of accessories and of course outstanding presentation for this price. Design is pretty attractive and refined. Sivga selected really nice materials. Shells are made of aluminum and the faceplates made of stabilized wood. Designers selected interesting combination of green and yellow, which complements really nicely with the company's logo made in silver. So everything feels really well made, machined with high quality, and overall really satisfying to look and feel. They are not super heavy, and thanks to pretty compact size, they fitting really well into ears. Actually, size is on the lower side of things, taking into account that they fit 4 different types of drivers inside of these shells. Spouts have proper length and angle. They are above average in terms of length, and that provides also above average sound isolation. And there are lips for holding tips and protective grill, so nothing will get inside. In general, I really like this design. It's fancy but not shouty, and I like this approach. Cable is made replaceable. They used classical 2-pin connector with slightly recessed pins, but not by much, so vast majority of 2-pin connectors will fit well. Connectors are pretty tight, holding cable well. Here is cable itself, there are ear hooks formed, and here it goes to the splitter with chin slider. Cable is pretty thick and it's average in terms of softness, but thanks to nice shielding material, microphonic effect is pretty low. So it feels durable. Of course, I'm not sure how it will behave over years, but first impression is really nice in terms of durability. And after the splitter, it goes twisted down to the Pentagon connector with spring as a strain relief. So in all aspects, exterior is really good. When it comes to the sound, Sivga decided to deliver their signature type of tuning with focus on the more relaxed, comfortable, and emotional representation, and not just focusing on maximum technicality, pushing all drivers to the limit. In this case, they decided to unite the strengths of different drivers to achieve their own vision, and it resulted in a pretty interesting and pleasant type of signature. Bass goes really deep, and to my joy, main focus is made on the mid bass. Of course, it's a matter of preferences, and many people like more accented lower bass. I'm not among those people, so for me, amount of lower bass is really good. It's not dominating, but at the same time it's present and build a solid and firm foundation. Mid bass is pretty technical with a lot of authority and presence and punch. Detalization is nice, but at the same time it's not trying to be ultra fast and hyper detailed, instead focusing more on delivering realistic texture and good sense of presence. Bass is well controlled and transitions smoothly into mids, and that's actually another strong part of these earphones. Sivga stitched all drivers in a nice and cohesive manner. But let's go for some examples. The first example for the low frequencies, it's Lights of Barcelona by Marc Vallee Trio. As you can see, it's really high-end compilation, and the recording quality here is absolutely top-notch, and bass plays important role in this track, and these earphones deliver it in a superbly detailed and textured manner with a nice contrast with mid frequencies. And the Showtime by Juno Reactor, actually tight, impactful, saturated bass, but at the same time it's not over dominating, and these earphones also deliver it really well. Mid frequencies are also leaning towards the natural and organic type of representation, and combination of drivers here tailored to maximum focus on vocal, especially female one. They delivered with great clarity and emotions and presence. Male vocals, depending on pitch, because high male vocals are also super clear and clean, while lower male vocals getting a bit of extra weight, which makes them not that prominent, but really full-bodied and present. There is a hint of extra weight on the lower mids, which often adds more body for the instruments, but sometimes shifts attention towards the more bassy instruments like bass guitars in metal, for example. But after some accommodation, I found this type of tuning still very pleasant and organic, because technicality is still good. It's simply not focusing on the micro contrast, but it's present and delivered really well. And thanks to driver combination, also they built a really nice spacious stage. On epic pieces, it's especially noticeable with huge amount of space around all instruments. But on more modest chamber records, it's also really nice in separating instruments both in width and in depth. So it even gives a bit of that expensive three-dimensional holographic effects. It's not super critical for the quality of records, but at the same time, better material usually gives a better outcome. First example, it's Hallowed Be Thy Name, and here is exactly that example where attention is shifted a bit towards bass guitar. It's not bad, but it's a bit unusual. But thanks to the good technicalities. Vocal and lead guitar is also really nice and well defined. So overall, track sounds in a bit vintage manner, but really pleasant. And John Zorn, A Shot in the Dark. Here, absolutely no complaints. Instruments are really nice, saturated, and you getting that sense of three-dimensionality in the stage with all that space that is around instruments in this track. High frequencies are surprisingly technical, but at the same time they are not fatiguing and not forward. They're not trying to add extra energy to make them bright and crisp, but at the same time high frequencies have really nice extension and pretty decent attacks and decays balance that gives a good sense of realism and overtone saturation. Layering is kinda okay, not superb, but still on a good level for this price range. But at the same time, high frequencies are not forward and not sharp. Subjectively, I'm a fan of more energetic and bright representation, but I understand that it would spoil the overall tuning of these earphones because they are created for long and engaging listening sessions with immersion. And in this case, bright treble would be fatiguing. But still, I like the technicalities in the high frequencies and the overall balance. Let's go to examples. First one is Angels of Broken Things by Pain of Salvation. Here treble suffers from compression, but still it's pretty interesting percussion work and vocal overtones, and these earphones deliver it really nicely. And that comfortable manner of treble representation actually benefits this track because it's not highlighting this compression. And It's For You by Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays. Lot of airness, nice track, and here you getting all that nuances and good technicality of high frequencies. I'd like a bit more of presence, but still overall in terms of layering and separating all that overtone nuances, earphones do a really good job. In terms of pairings, these earphones don't require anything out of this world in terms of power. They are not overly sensitive and picky to the background noise, and they are not super tough to drive, so virtually all sources will be okay for them in terms of power, but in terms of technicality, I'd prefer some good dongle or player without any coloration and good natural type of tuning. In terms of comparisons, I probably won't be doing any comparisons here because they are unique in terms of drivers, and they also delivering Sivga's own type of signature, which differs from the mainstream pretty noticeably, and that makes them stand out from the rest. If you are a fan of Sivga's type of tuning, or if you're looking for a nice, pleasant, engaging earphones for long listening sessions, it's definitely a great option to consider. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.